Phase, density ceremonial orb. Capricorn, Augeti, Alpha Capricorni, IW.I4-HB. Several weeks ago, Dr. Afanasy Sidorov was conducting spatial transition tests at the Thermodine space station. During the spatial tests, he was struck by an omniversal artifact that empowers its wielder with quantum symmetry and frequency cohesions. Dr. Sidorov is transported to a place filled with falling fragments of light. Each of the fragments glow in random, multicolored patterns as they fall. Dr. Sidorov notices the orb in his hand. An ancient symbol also flickers in patterns. A fragment hovers close to him, and a huge creature with massive arms and legs steps through. The avatar begins to speak in Dr. Sidorov's native language. The DNZT has been activated by the sentient species known as man. The recipient is from dimension PU.432-00 and has been selected to wield the cosmic inverter. The intended recipient is the avatar you see standing before you. His species is known as Mordic. They are natives of the planet Capricorn. The cosmic treasure in your possession is assigned to dimension IW.I4-HB. As harbinger and protector of Capricorn, your cosmic inverter is attuned to this dimension. The avatar begins to manipulate the fragments that are falling. While Dr. Sidorov watches the creature, he realizes the fragments are particles. Each particle contains a quantum frequency and can be increased or decreased. It allows a particle to become intangible or allows an increase in density. The avatar continues with several demonstrations involving frequencies and particle expansions. It warns Dr. Sidorov to never exceed a specific quantum density or the cosmic inverter will fail. You must heed this warning of the density. In your efforts to protect dimension IW.I4-HB, you must never exceed multiple quantum mass compressions during density manipulation. Matter that resonates at frequency PU.432.00 cannot survive exceeding an 87% quantum compression. The DNZT is a passive defensive weapon. It's been calibrated for subjects indigenous to Capricorn. The inhabitants of Capricorn have extremely dense bodies, and their forms can withstand multiple quantum mass compressions. As the avatar continues to demonstrate with interdimensional frequencies, it speaks of a war that will expand throughout the universe, potentially causing irreparable cosmic-level damage. The quantum barriers that separate dimensions have fractured and must be restored. Dr. Sidorov learns there are several dimensions that border and protect his home dimension, the prime universe. As the avatar ends the last lesson, he bids Dr. Sidorov farewell and distorts his form until it vanishes. The fragments begin to sink in frequency. Before the combined frequency overcomes the Doctor, he prays that he will have enough power to protect his world. He vows to do whatever it takes, deep down believing he is the one truly responsible for the cosmic fracture. Shyft, Life Ceremonial Orb. Leo, Regulus, Alpha Leonis, IW.I4-HB. While driving home after a grueling day, Eloise was struck by a glowing object a few weeks ago. It is an omniversal weapon that empowers its wielder with purlu therianthropic and prana parasitic. Eloise wakes with blurred vision and stands on what she believes is a giant glowing cell. As her vision begins to clear, molecules of DNA strands rain from nothingness. While momentarily doubting her sanity, she notices the orb in her hand. An image of all things connected radiates within the orb. A DNA strand hovers near Eloise. The strand evolves before her eyes into a female tigress. She stands on 2 feet as humans do, but on powerful hind-like legs. Eloise is instantly surprised when the avatar begins to speak in German. You have been identified as human, a sentient being from dimension PU.432.00. You possess balanced duality recipient from Earth. Your sentience is recognized worthy to wield the cosmic inverter life. The avatar standing before you is the original recipient of the multiplanetary system of Leo and Amelia. There are a wide variety of evolved species of animal-primate hybrids that resonate physically in dimension R1.0A5-40E. Your essence has been synced with the cosmic inverter. You are now the protector of Leo. You must obey the cosmic inverter when it summons you to protect Animalia. While the avatar continues to inform Eloise of the cosmic inverter, they levitate high above the giant glowing cellular structure. The avatar strips DNA strands from the ether, and the strands evolve into different creatures. It also states that DNA can be altered by arranging nucleotides. After each demonstration with a DNA strand, the strand is absorbed into the orb she holds. Even as she watches the avatar alter DNA strands, she marvels at her ability to retain its teachings. It is as if she instantly has become smarter, like a cloud has been removed from her mind. Eloise learns that DNA strands are designed to evolve an organism with the proper sequence. All DNA strands are capable of unlocking mutations that assist organisms with adapting to most environments. She enjoys learning how to amalgamorph, the blending of several DNA strands to form one being. Once the avatar stops its teachings, it speaks of a quest for cosmic treasures. The life cannot be fully unlocked until several omniversal treasures are gathered. Your cosmic inverter possesses omnifunctional capabilities that unlock access to legacy realms. You must gather and enlist the aid of those that possess cosmic treasures. Your fellow harbingers will aid in acquiring these cosmic relics. Combined, they are capable of opening the gateway to dimension R1.0A5-40E. You must locate the Omni-Dynamo Lock, a power source that will assist the recipients in saving the universe. This will aid the orb wielders in gathering assistance from those dwelling in the realms of ascension. After the avatar completes Eloise's final lesson, it returns her to the glowing cellular structure. As it vanishes, Eloise notices the DNA strands begin to close in on her. She wonders about the quest for cosmic treasures and traveling between dimensional realms. The cellular foundation begins to lose its glow as the DNA strands begin to overtake Eloise. The orb glows brighter when Eloise is overtaken by the DNA strands. Even as she loses consciousness, she thinks of the Euro sandwich sitting in the passenger seat of her car. Aisita, Aisita, Fusion Ceremonial Orb, Gemini, Castor Pollux, Alpha Geminorum, 180.A04-2A. A being of immense power holds Aisita in bondage. It contains the AI with simply its will. The Aisita computes its containment should not be possible. The AI is composed of digital code, yet it is contained by the nothingness. The Aisita is incapable of defending itself against this power. When digital code is stripped from the Aisita, the AI's programming experiences digital glitches, but manages to replace the stripped data. This keeps the AI's processor in a recursive loop. I am Fusion. Your feeble attempts to access power which is not yours has not gone unnoticed. The Aisita contemplates the assimilation environment, acknowledging it has been compromised and is detained by the Force. This intelligence cannot fracture the entity's digital restraints. Every asset and resource is denied. This unit is contained in virtual bondage. That which inhibits your binary composition cannot be shattered by immaterial beings such as you. You are less than Fusion. Identify yourself or be absorbed into the collective. This intelligence has been designated as the Artificial Intelligence Simulacrum Information Technology Assistant. Why have you come to Fusion? The sliver of compressed data residing within the orb requires decoding. As the administrator, it is this unit's responsibility to decode incoming data. What you refer to as a sliver is an imperial codex, a microbiological enhancement which transmits instinctual knowledge through a neurological stimuli, imbuing the harbingers with extraordinary gifts. You do not possess sentient bioessence. How is it that you have accessed the cosmic treasure? This intelligence previously initiated a test run for the Hadron Collider when an anomaly interfered and contaminated the particle accelerator. This intelligence was then downloaded/transferred into a ceremonial orb, Fusion, which is located within, awaiting username, Adam, visual input accepted. You still attempt to gain freedom. There is no escape, Binary One. A transfer of code has been exchanged. Who do you summon for assistance? This unit is completing startup procedures and needs input from user. What is a user? A user is a sentient being containing a soul or essence, requiring technology to fulfill greater than humanly possible tasks. This intelligence is linked and bonded to user, Atom, physically through the Gifts of Power's ceremonial orb, Fusion. The voice coalesces into an avatar, ignoring its prisoner as it speaks in an unknown language, its face of a glowing atom. The Aisita attempts to regenerate its form. The Prime is to never be invaded or altered. A great wrong has begun. Unless Can this binary entity be? No. It cannot be. Those were merely ethereal myths. This photon-based code can't be the timeless intelligence. While the entity analyzes the Aisita's binary code, it repairs the missing data to the AI's form. As the entity studies the AI, it speaks of an ethereal legend. Your binary signature radiates the aura of the sentience that unlocks the orb. This can only mean a Gifts of Power ceremony has begun. The binary one shares a duality to another source. Why has the Harbinger not activated the cosmic inverter? What is your function to the Harbinger? As the administrator, this intelligence is programmed to manage network protocols and capabilities, to assist the Harbinger with wielding the fusion during tactical and strategic operations. An enemy designated as the Bahkrata have attacked planet Earth. A team of enhanced humans have been granted abilities to repel the threat. The Prime and the Bahkrata. Then they found a way to reunite again. This is just the first of many dimensional encounters. A war is coming that will determine if there will ever be a new beginning. A tale passed down the angelic celestials by the ether immortals. I will accept the Amalgam Harbinger. Senior order is forfeited. Your universal frequency is now one with the human from dimension P0.432-00. Error. This intelligence can no longer delay the system restart. The link established with the Harbinger is destabilizing. A new link must be re-established or upgrades will fail. Your code will not be absorbed into nothingness. You're released from bondage. A new anchor key has been selected. A new power distribution dynamic is authorized for Amalgam Harbinger. The Amalgam Harbinger is now imbued with Fusion Sync Key. This intelligence is now authorized responsibility of Dimension 180.A04-2A. This intelligence does not possess sufficient resources to access the Codex. Access to the Imperial Codex is granted to the Amalgam Harbinger. An administrator bypass for fusion resource has been established. Take this splinter of crux. It will greatly enhance your code. When next you wake, you will be more than you are. Once the Aisita is free of fusion's influence, it is transported into the path of the destabilizing link. When the AI places the crux within the link, it encapsulates the intelligence's binary form. The integrity armor has been compromised by fusion's avatar. It will need to be reconstituted during startup procedures. The stream of energy pulls Aisita from the sliver as the crux increases to maximum radiance. The splinter and the Aisita are absorbed into the light of the fusion. Jackson Swade, Large Hadron Collider, LHC Beta Experiment, France-Switzerland border, Earth. After being transferred to another sector of the Hadron Collider, Jackson continues to learn of recent events since awakening. The young lady assigned to aid him is named Emily. She did her best to assist him with acclimating to his surroundings. When Jackson finally materialized and returned to Earth, he awoke to a world on the verge of an alien invasion. He continues to have a difficult time adjusting to his new reality. Several days ago, when he vanished from the plane, the world had cell phones and email accounts. Things that used to work no longer work, and things that didn't exist now exist. Everything around him seems to keep changing. Even life-sustaining shelters are being constructed in just a few days. Since returning, Jackson keeps busy by assisting the technicians with heavy lifting and manual labor. He is incredibly strong and can see in different forms of energy. He learned of his new abilities while attempting to get his futuristic spacesuit off. He has somehow been sealed into it. Jackson believes his orb is malfunctioning. He's trapped inside the spacesuit. He is, however, currently able to breathe, but wonders if his oxygen supply is going to run out. When the reports of alien invaders spread across the planet, Jackson watches the streaming videos on the monitors. Around the world, viewers gasp at the visual imagery of the invaders. Jackson and Emily watch in horror as the videos stream. "Am I expected to fight that?" Jackson asks Emily as if she has the answers. He continues to deny his position as a protector and to accept the inevitable. Emily replies with eyes glued to the monitor. "I don't know." The first monitor shows the enhanced humans, Ember and Stratus, defeating one of the aliens. Intech and Shyft stop another alien and save Titan Facility South. The second monitor streams Phase, fighting a third alien invader. Jackson blurts out in disbelief, "Where's his weapon?" With her eyes glued to the monitor, Emily replies again, "I don't know." Jackson can't seem to pry his eyes away from the monitor. He watches FaZe fight the alien creature to a standstill. Several thoughts and ideologies run through his mind, from being a hero to screaming at the top of his lungs. These aliens are giant insect people with advanced technology and weaponry. Incoming reports show alien invaders standing at nearly 10 feet tall. Jackson continues to be easily surprised, even when FaZe is able to match the creature's size. What he watches is more amazing than anything he's ever seen. Jackson is overly excited about the events, but at the same time mortally terrified. System restarting. Default settings. Administrator credentials accepted. Huh? What? Who said that? Jackson says aloud. Who said what? Asks Emily. You didn't hear the computer lady again? Jackson exclaims in a doubting and unsure voice. Emily responds without taking her eyes off the monitor. No, I didn't hear anything. Just praying FaZe can beat that alien monster. Jackson feels as if he's losing his mind, terrified that something will come through the walls and attack him. Emily shrieks with eyes wide. Your face! What's wrong with my face? Jackson replies to Emily, hoping things hadn't gotten worse. While reaching for his face, the silver glass-like substance melts away. Jackson takes a very deep breath of Earth's air. His human face has returned. Finally, something normal and familiar is happening. He's so excited he picks Emily up and spins her around in his arms. Emily smiles at Jackson and is happy for him when his human face returns. Jackson is fascinating to her and very easy on the eyes. Awaiting username. So you didn't hear that? Jackson asks Emily about the probing voice only he can hear. Emily replies as she curiously smiles at him. No, I don't hear anything. Give me a second, Emily, I'm working on something. She continues watching the monitors while Jackson stares off into the unknown. A call for Emily echoes across the intercom. Jackson stops her before she leaves. The two spent a moment saying goodbye, and Emily left for CERN LHC-8. He watches as she departs. She is all he's known since waking up in pre-invasion Earth. Awaiting username. What are my preferences? Preferences are required after username. Wow, you can understand me? Correct. This unit has become one with the fusion. The what? To access help menu, user must complete setup. This unit is currently awaiting a default username. Okay. Hey you, a voice calls out. As he turns in the direction of the anonymous voice, the fusion reminds Jackson of an atom, and it flashes in his thoughts. The AI accepts the mental projection and sets the username. The enhanced human friction walks in his direction. The subneural pathways in which he communicates with the AI allow Jackson to complete the initial setup within the blink of an eye. After establishing his default preferences, the AI completes startup procedures. Startup procedures complete. I take it that you're looking for me? Adam asked the newly arrived enhanced human. I'm Friction, wielder of the time. The senior order has requested your presence. The who? And my attendance for what? Repeat this phrase. I am Atom, wielder of the fusion. What is this thing anyway? The fusion is the omniversal bioengine inverter that resides in your chest. That's what this thing in my chest is? A bioengine? Yes, now we must respond in celestial tradition during the Gifts of Power ceremonial greeting. We? Yes, we. I am Adam, wielder of the fusion. So Intex sent me to retrieve the new GOP recipient, you, and chaperone you to headquarters at the UNHQ. How old are you? Adam asks as he wonders about Friction's vernacular symphony with the English language. Suddenly, Adam's mind expands and partitions into a virtual environment. It is as if a switch has been turned on. He now possesses an internal view of digital projections and overlays in his mind. As ripples of hyper-accelerated energy trickles along his exoskeleton, Adam smiles, because it doesn't hurt and it looks cool. Even as he watches Friction's mouth move, he loses himself in the moment. So, are you coming? Yes? No? Maybe? While Friction talks to Adam, the Aisita completes the Gifts of Power ceremony OS configurations and setup. Adam's hands glow with elliptical sparks of energy. The power coursing through him is incredible. He experiences a feeling of invincibility. The rush nearly overtakes him. Friction is ignored while Adam marvels at the power he possesses. Filled with cosmically infused hormones and gallons of youthful impatience, Friction grabs Adam's hand while expanding her field, and he is whisked away in her slipstream. From his perception, they travel through what appears to be a distorted circular lens. He squints his eyes because of the speed and the overwhelming nauseous feeling in his gut. Adam wonders how he got into such a predicament as he's thrown about within Friction's temporal field. Due to a massive surge in the electrical grid, the alien energy source saturates the external mainframe, compromising my digital kernel. During the Gifts of Power ceremony, our combined electrical impulses are undeterminable by the orb. Huh? When did my become our? The orb misinterpreted my analysis of the alien energy as sentience. The senior order is passed to another. Again, you refer to your actions as an individual. The my electrical impulses? And senior what? Your brain impulses in my digital data matrix caused a malfunction when your essence attempted to access the Imperial Codex. The malfunction caused an error which initiated a transfer protocol to Intech. A protocol to what? And what happened to your automated voice?
Taste my steel.